In this video, we're going to be creating our intro part 1 shape. Again, there's a bunch of different ways to create a shape correctly. So for this shape, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually break it down into a couple different shapes. So the first shape that I'm going to create is this bottom rectangle. So our front face right here is 8 inches by 2 inches, and we're going to extrude that out 3 plus 2, so 5 inches. So let's go to our Onshape. Let's do a sketch on our front face. I'm going to grab my rectangle tool. I'm going to just kind of draw this out, and we said this is 8 inches by 2 inches. So let's zoom out a little bit. I like to kind of just rotate this a little bit so that you can see our 2D sketch on our 3D plane. I'm going to do extrude, click on my shape, and we are going to extrude this 5 inches. So essentially what we've done right now is we've broken this part up and we've created this bottom block. So now let's create this top block right here. We notice that it is 2 inches thick right there and goes down 6 inches. So this is a 2 by 6 and it's extruded 3 inches. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to create a sketch on the top face. I am going to grab my rectangle tool. I'm going to go into the top left corner. And again, it doesn't really matter how far you drag because we're going to type in those dimensions. We said that the top line was 6. Our side line was 2. We're going to finish up our sketch, and I'm going to extrude this portion 3 inches. Okay, so now we essentially have this part right here minus this little slant, and we don't have this middle slant yet. Okay, so let's add this corner right here. So we know from the end of this line right here to the end of the piece is 2 inches, and it is 2 inches thick. So what we can do, and it's also, this part is 3 inches down. So again, a bunch of different ways to do this step. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just create a sketch on my front face right here. I'll look at my front face. I'm going to grab my line tool. So again, try and start in an area that it allows you to lock on. So like right here won't let me lock on. So let's start right here. Again, I can come down here and it lets me lock on. Awesome. I can start to move my line over here. So what do? We're just going to click, type in 2 inches, and all I'm going to do is connect my line up at the top. So I'm going to rotate my piece. I'm going to extrude, and we want to make sure that we do 2 inches because that's how thick this piece is, and let's flip the direction that we want to extrude. That looks great, and we'll say okay. So now we have this slant, and the last step that we need is this middle slant piece. Again, a bunch of different ways that we could do this. We could create a plane in the middle of this, create our sketch, go from there. I think a slightly easier way is I'm going to just create a triangle over here. I'm going to extrude it out 3 inches and then 2 inches. So I'm going to extrude it a total of 5 inches. Come back, draw the exact same triangle shape, and just remove 3 inches of it. Again, there's a bunch of different correct ways to do it. This is just one example. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a sketch on this left side. I'm going to grab my line tool. Again, this one is really nice because it's going to lock on in all of those different spots. So I can just kind of connect the dots a little bit. I'm going to extrude. Oh, let's finish this sketch. I'm going to extrude my little triangle. We said we want to do 5 inches. Let's flip it around and let's make sure we do add. Okay. All right, so this last step, what we're going to do is we're going to create a sketch again on this left side. We are going to grab our line tool. We're going to come straight down 3 inches. We're going to go over. It should lock in place. It does. And essentially all I've done is I just kind of created that exact same triangle shape that I just did. We're going to extrude, and we are going to go 3 inches and remove. And we're going to say, okay, so now what this has done is this has created that open area. We now have our finished shape. So this is how you create part 1.